Today we are at the headquarters of International Alliance of BRICS Strategic Projects. I have a pleasure to interview a great woman, the president of the International Alliance of BRICS Strategic Projects, expert of the Russian Federation at the United Nations, permanent representative of charity organization Sail of Hope at the United Nations, representative of the Russian Federation in APEC and ASEM, Larisa Nikolaevna Zelentsova. Welcome to Think BRICS, and thank you for your time you are sharing with us.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Larisa Nikolaevna, I would like to start our discussion like that. BRICS consists now of 10 countries. The population of these countries now, it's almost half of the world's population, even more if we are
No, now it's more, of course.
if we are talking about BRICS partner countries. But the perception of BRICS among ordinary people, that BRICS is something ethereal, something ephemeric. It's somewhere there in the high-ranking level, beautiful rooms, heads of the states, ministers shaking hands, and so on. But your institution work on a very important field to bring BRICS to people. And let's be honest, even in member countries, often people hardly knows what it is, BRICS. Could you please tell us more about your organization, BRICS Alliance, International Alliance of BRICS Strategic Projects?
First of all, I want to add something. Not only 10 countries. From the 1st January of this year, another 9 countries, they have become or they have got a status of partners of this format. And for other countries, they presented their applications to be in the status of partners. So you can imagine. And we are now not so, we don't speak now about the population. It's a very, very big figure, I think, serious figure of all who wants to be with us. You are very right that people, ordinary people, know very, very little about this. And that was the main reason for creating our organization in 2016. Because the main, it's not figure, maybe the name of the main is related with the main figure in this situation are the people. Because the people creates civil society, and civil society comprises business, culture, everything, and even government. They are also from that civil society. So the main thing to educate civil society in this particular context. What is BRICS? What is BRICS countries? What is the purpose, first of all? And our organization, the International Alliance of BRICS Strategic Projects, is about civil society. It is a platform where civil society cooperates with the government and helps the government in all the aspects. And first of all, in carrying out the foreign policy. And now we have representatives of our organization in more than 60 countries. And in Africa itself, most of the relations are on the level of presidents. And it's not by chance. I think that many people understand now that many problems, and sometimes very serious problems, are solved on the level of human relations, on the human level. And we visited different African countries, and we have even signed some agreements on cooperation, and we are, as you know, non-governmental organization. But anyway, we signed agreements with the governments of those countries. It also means a kind of confidence of the governments in civil society. It's very good feature of nowadays.
Yeah. That's very interesting, and it's very important to have a point where government and society have a meeting point. You have tremendous diplomatic experience. You have worked in Southeast Asia. You have worked in Middle East. You worked at the United Nations, at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and under your leadership, I didn't know that before, that Russian charitable public organization Sail of Hope presented projects to eradicate homelessness and assist the disabled and homeless at the United Commissions of Social Development in New York. And I understand you have had an incredible working career. But how did you first get involved in developing strategic projects in BRICS countries?
You know, I think that even I am sure that all my previous life, so to say, it's a kind of a base for successful work today, because the contacts, relationships are the main thing in life, you know. And secondly, uh, the help of my friends with whom I studied together at the Institute of International Relations, and most of them now are in a very high status, so they help me a lot. And I must tell you that all this work, especially I would like to stress the work at the United Nations with the sale of home. We organized, always organized so-called roundtables, our events on the level of those events in the United Nations. And I always try to bring people, businessmen or other people from our country, from different countries, previous Soviet republics, which always told about something very remarkable, some successes in our country. And it was a very funny thing that once, and by the way, the people in the West, they're a little bit, it's very softly told, are afraid of our country, but they have a very big interest in it. And they always, the members of governmental delegations in the United Nations, they always presented our events. And once one lady, she's from one big country, West country. She told me, "Oh, so many things you have achieved in Russia, but we didn't know that our knowledge stopped with the destroy of the Soviet Union." And for me, it was so strange, but it was a fact that not many information they have in their countries about us. So you are doing now the great work.
I, I remember another funny thing that during my students' time, there was an interchange with students from abroad. And one American guy, when he came to Russia, he was surprised that we have a washing powder and washing machines.
And
And it was
toothpaste.
and and it was beginning of 2000.
Yes.
So he was surprised we have washing machine and washing powder, that we are living like them.
But it's not only their mistake. We must think a little bit more about our activity in this direction to educate those people. And by the way, just another remark in order not to forget. Last year, I met one very, very good young man. He is Tunisian, from Tunisia, but he is from Paris. He lives in Paris, but he is a very, very, very good, successful IT. But I'm sorry, he loves Russia. He studies Russian language, living in Paris. So boundaries, frontiers are not existing between feelings of people.
What are some of the most impactful projects you have worked on, and why do they stand out to you?
Of course, we have a different project, but if to stress at the moment, I'm going, for example, on the 11th of February to the Emirates because there will be the start of Ballet, Russian Ballet tour in BRICS countries. They start from Emirates. It is a ballet from Kostroma city, the city on Volga River, and they will perform under our flag, or flag of our organization, so to say, and with our logo, and we have one page about our alliance and their booklet. So I have to be there just to support, so to say. This is one project. Then we have a very serious project. It's cybersecurity. Because no sense to speak about the necessity of cybersecurity. It's important for every country, especially for African countries and small countries. So it's another question. Then we want to help Central African Republic because it's very important for our country, and Burkina Faso, and now there will be a so-called Confederation of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. We want to help them, and there is a project of so-called stringe railway. It's over the ground, over the hills, over water, over everything, and it will be from Senegal because it's near the water. Senegal, Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali. When I'm sure that we fulfill this project. Some people think that we are crazy, but I'm sure that we fulfill this project, and it will be a real bomb. I mean, in a good sense of this meaning for the whole Africa. Me personally, my colleagues, we prefer such a risky project, risky in a good sense also. We are not afraid of being so risky because we must be when we want to change something.
And one of your projects, I see BRICS Charity.
Yes.
Given
It's a new
the
one.
name of this initiative, it's about charity, but how does it work?
Yes, it's a real new one and maybe only at the beginning, but it's very important. Why? Because, charity like culture unites everybody without any nationality or country or whatever. And first of all, it is inclusive education. We must develop it, support it, inclusive education. Then labor places and digital literacy, I should say, because we have also already has started already digital literacy for children, because we want to start from the beginning, from childhood, to teach uh, children how to understand what is fake, what is not, and the genre, what is good and what is bad, like with Mayakovsky. And I think that we have a very good future for this project. And we are planning in this year to organize a kind of summit or forum or conference uh, in which about 30 countries will participate.
It will be, sorry, dedicated to charity.
Yes, of course. And we want to to unite all the proposals from all the countries, proposals of in the so-called set of services which could be proposed by people with disabilities but for special people. And by the way, now we have already started a project for people with disabilities under the name The World with My Eyes. It means that not every the people with disabilities, children, young people, or elder people, they have to make a picture, photo, of what they consider important for them or beautiful, just up to their vision. Then to send it to us, and we shall maybe we shall arrange competition between them. But actually, we don't want to choose one or two. We want that everybody was winner. We are thinking now how to arrange it. But our Chinese colleagues, I was in there recently in Beijing, and at the conference organized by the Aerospace Committee of China, and they proposed to launch a rocket with those photos to the space. I think it's very, very, how to say, very, uh, very very high state, will be very high status for those who will participate in it.
Yeah, just to bring inspiration.
Yes, yes, right. Inspiration for them. Of course, we have a lot of business projects because, as our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sergei Lavrov stresses always at the meetings with the NGOs that the main task of NGOs is to help business on an international level, because business creates social economic base for each country. So we also use our contacts, and we join together different companies from different countries. It's also very important for them because maybe they will never meet in another situation without our help. And it's amazing that now many big companies apply to us to help them to enter African countries, because we can do it on the level of the presidents.
To
And
find partners.
yes, yes, and so because in to Africa, it's only possible and profitable to enter on the level of the highest level, and we help them also.
Oh, that's a huge number of projects that bring benefit to to all nations, BRICS nations, to Russia itself, to African countries. But how it works, how it from the idea, someone one day, someone wakes up with the idea, and then to implementation, the process, how it works.
As, as usual, and I told already that the main base for success, especially I'm speaking about our organization, about our success, is so-called availability of different contacts. It's so-called my products of my life or somebody else. It's product really. And I think it's the most important and the most important feature of our organization. And in business, it's not so uh, difficult because we always see how to uh, how to make this so-called roadmap, because already we see how to get from this point to another point. And sometimes it's very quickly because of the very high contracts at first base. Another thing, we have a quite big group of experts, because they can give us a picture, a full picture immediately, whether it's will work or not work, what to do and how to yes. So it's in general, it's the main feature of our organization, of our possibilities.
No, again, we are 10 at BRICS 10 countries, full members, then partner countries. So it's a huge number of interests because every country has its own interest. How do you balance the different priorities and interests of the BRICS countries when working together on one project? It's not easy.
Yes, it's not easy, but not so difficult. I will explain you why. Uh, if we speak about those countries who now try to join format BRICS on the level of the countries, it's one thing. But if you see what countries are they, the most of the countries in which we already had our representatives and our representation. So you can understand that maybe to some extent we have prepared some base, some understanding, yes, background to join. And for example, let me speak about Thailand. There is a very, very good representative and representations, and already all Thailand knows about our alliance and about his work of this Michael, his name.
If I remember well, recently he was invited to the TV show in Thailand to give and he spoke about it.
He became very popular, and even he was invited to become helper or advisor to some committee in the parliament. And now today, by the way, he is in Perm. Yes, we help him to go there because he needs some wood to bring from there. And we have there our friends and our representatives in Perm too. And then we are going to organize a kind of very big event in Bangkok in June with business, exhibitions, culture, sports, and everything, and fashion. And for example, we have a team of young people, boys and girls in our alliance, who perform dances and songs of BRICS countries. And when I showed once to Chinese, for example, they were shocked because they saw 100%, they told me, they dance and sing like Chinese without any
Accent.
yes, and now they also perform African and Arabic, so because all the world already tried to join us. And it means that it's a good sign because people, first of all, want to be together, joining our organization. And even in Europe, I told already about France, the Spanish and Portugal, and also we have in Serbia. And I told that some people who lives, Russian people who lives in other countries, they also wants to be with us. So it's, I think that it's very good movement, and it doesn't mean anything that others, maybe in the West, they don't want to see it. But this process already, it can't be stopped. And some people are waiting, okay, now today or tomorrow, and everything will be settled, and we shall continue to live in the same way. No, there will be no return back. And if you are a sensible person, you have already to accept it and to live already in another way.
I remember another initiative of yours. It was an orchestra.
Oh, yes.
The
Yes.
orchestra of BRICS Orchestra.
Okay.
The musicians from the BRICS countries
Yes.
took together.
But you know, it has been started. It's also maybe for somebody it's a little bit a ridiculous thing, but this idea to create a BRICS symphony orchestra without a conductor, by the way, it was proposed by Brazilian musicians and Danilo Shaib. And I was ashamed, so to say, didn't know. And I'm sure you don't know also either, because this idea is Russian, because it was born in Russia after the revolution, when there was a kind of movement everywhere to be without, how to say, some person above you.
No supervisor.
Yes, everything must be fair. And orchestra also without conductor. And it was organized so-called Pessim funds, the first symphony orchestra, and after the revolution, October Revolution, and many, not many, but some great composers, Russian composers, performed in it. And now we also have Persim funds in our musical, theater, musical theater and in Burlesque. We also have it, and they perform without conductor. But there was maybe there was not a time uh, because of some finances promised, we couldn't create it. But now we continue this idea, of course, with the conductor, because this idea and recently, Yuri Bashmet, he was he's the organizer of so-called Festival of Youth Symphony Orchestras. And recently, in summer, it was in Zaryadye, and they were playing different youth symphony orchestras from different countries. And in the end of this performance, there was a performance of BRICS joined orchestra, and now in the 13th of February, there will be this same forum in Sochi, and our Indian and Chinese youth orchestras, they are going also there. So this idea, anyway, is alive. And what is about this idea the most important? My and our so called opponents or enemies, in another word, they told, oh, you are so different, people in different BRICS countries, you have different traditions, languages, etc. You will never be together. I told them, look at the stage, at the orchestra. Different people from different countries with different languages, different ages, I don't know, and even playing different instruments. But when they start to play so high harmony, that's why uh, if one clever person told that if our politicians all over the world were musicians, everything could be in harmony. It's an interesting expression.
But all that projects, all that experience cannot be without challenges. That's for sure. But what are some of the biggest challenge you have faced fostering cooperation among different countries?
You know, maybe I don't like to be pathetic, but anyway, maybe it's a mission of any person. Every person on this earth has its own mission. My mission is, I think, right, just to use all the possibilities of my personality, if it is possible to say so, to use it for the better, for the better life of my country, of with different countries. To actually, it is, and then just to prove that we Russian people, first of all, if we say something, we do it immediately. And in Africa nowadays, even in one, I'm not going to tell the name of this country, but they have still a pro-France yeah, government. But one person told me, of course, the government is aside not united with the people. All the people are with Russia. Even BRICS is good, but Russia, so first of all, and when we spoke about the import of cocoa from that country, and he told me, now you have to come here with the delegation to sign an agreement on this product, but you have to come with this delegation because people know that you are Russian, and you have to confirm that this is Russian company. It's a maybe half joke, but they really are very, and I want to prove it that we are together. I will explain to them that we have many difficulties now in our country and many problems. But anyway, if I personally can do now something to help my country and to help other countries to see that they are not alone there, that we are with them, we shall do it. And this is maybe the big challenge to help with opportunities we have and I have.
To meet opportunities. And how do you see the role of charity in strengthening ties between BRICS nations?
I think that this is like a culture will unite people most of all. The people are people everywhere. And I must tell you from uh, my life during this period, if before we were sitting together with different people at the same table, we are speaking about each spoke about his own country, problems, etc. Now it's a new challenge, or it's a new idea. When we are sitting at the table, I don't see, me personally, I don't see what color of skin, what nationality, what uh, for me it's the whole team, who the people who is going in the same direction as me, who is thinking about the same as me, who has the same life values as me. And that I repeat that it doesn't matter from which country, and we are speaking not about each country separately, we are speaking about people, and it's a very new thing nowadays.
Back on your experience, what are the key factors that make partnership between countries successful?
I think that people in general in different countries, they understand, and they are very tired of all those games, so to say, which and yes, and they understand maybe more than before that they are born here for what? To kill each other, or to die just immediately. They are born to love, to have to friendship, to cooperate, to live, to be happy. It's so easy, but it's so important when people understand that. And we must now we have a lack of interaction or meeting with each other. We stopped speak to each other, even in the families. Let us speak frankly. We must meet together. And I always, when somebody proposes me some cooperation, I first told them, let's sit and look at each other, and after that we can write and ring. I mean that the key is to meet together and to speak more and more. I gave you an example with this Italian before. It's just understand each other.
Just to close our interview of today, do you have any special message or personal advice maybe you want to share with our audience?
I want, maybe it's, of course, I want to see all the people involved in this process of interaction with each other more and more, not to wait, not to afraid of something, to be more attentive to each other. For example, and this is like my message. When I was in 2012 in Rio de Janeiro in this conference of sustainable development, Rio de Janeiro, it's a last colonial city. Nothing very special. Of course, the statue of Jesus Christ, the sugar head, it's something else. But I always after, and we Russians, we have, of course, association with Ostap Bender and the infant petrol. But I always after that was trying to understand why I want to come there once more. Why? Why into Rio de Janeiro? And what is the purpose? What is the reason? And then I have understood people. When you are going in the street in Rio, of course, I understand that these people, maybe their life is much more difficult than mine. But they're so happy, they are smiling, and suddenly you are looking at him, and he or she is looking at you and smiles, and everything becomes very warm in you, and it's so much. I think that to I want everybody, I will repeat, to be attentive to each other, because it's the main things, the main changes in the family, then in the society starts from relationship. So I want to be attentive and helpful to each other. This is maybe looks like small, but it's the beginning of very big changes.
Very wise words. Very wise. Thank you, Larisa Nikolaevna. Thank you for your time. Thank you that you gave us this possibility to come here today to talk to you. And we wish you and your alliance and your projects to continue to develop, to bring fruits to all of us, to all BRICS countries, to all people we are living. Thank you very much.
And thank you for bringing the truth, because in the end, I don't know what end, all people will understand that it's impossible to lie. Everything will become on the surface. And
Later or earlier,
it's
it is.
proved by life and by
Yeah,
history.
in history. Thank you very much.
Thank you.